Hey! The last digit of your like on this video by each who you are from Melon Playground, and the last digit of your subscription to my channel will show your Melon Playground item. So go down right now, subscribe and give me a like. Look at the screen. Notice the last digit of your like and your subscription and write in the comments who you are from Melon Playground. It's simple, if your like is number 8 and the last digit of your subscription is number 5, you're a lemon and a cactus. Show your imagination and enjoy the show. Hello dear friends, you are on Melonfonk channel, and in this video we are going to talk about the future update 20.0 and about the map editor in Melon Playground. But before I start the video, as always, I want to say a huge thank you to these guys for being in my video. And if you want to be in my next video, it's pretty simple, you need to subscribe to the channel, give a like, write your top comment. And don't forget to subscribe to the cart, the link as always in the description. I won't waste your time and have fun watching. So, update 20.0 is coming and it's just around the corner, so our developers started throwing in some information about this update. They also answered some questions from subscribers, that's why this video was made. In one of the answers the developers made it clear that we will still have a map editor 100% and maybe it will be in a future update. As it became known, work on the map editor is going 100%, perhaps not in the next update 20.0, but perhaps in some 20.5 or 21.0. We'll wait and see, which seems like a pretty realistic story to me. Well, if the developers began to declare that it will be 100% and work is being done on it, then I have no right not to believe them. Which means this information I trust completely, and so trust me. And let's speculate, since we have such a pretty interesting video. I think to fantasize and basically imagine what will be in the map editor I think is quite possible. First of all, I think that the map editor will be available from several menus. First, you can add a ready-made map that you created in the editor itself. Going to the map selection tab, you will have access to those maps that you created, and there will be a button create new or add new or something like that. By going to the tab you can select those maps of the editor itself. Accordingly, you can delete existing maps that you have at the moment. It would also be cool if the developers would just add these maps themselves, perhaps adding some pass hacks or just adding those maps that you cannot do just in the map editor itself. I mean like space maps, which basically involve some unique physical phenomena. So such maps we basically cannot create will be added by the developers themselves, such as a map of Mars or let's say a map of the city. Well, for example, it is just possible to fantasize endlessly. As for me, it would be very cool. At first I thought it would be possible to create some kind of background editor and add it to the map editor. But I will explain why this is impossible. If you look at the last background, we can see that our background is animated a little bit and also has a parallax effect, which in principle we can see on the first background. We will not be able to do this, so the background editor is absolutely useless, only if the developers can come up with a way to make it really cool to be used by players in Melon in the playground. So backgrounds will be added gradually as the developers come up with ideas. I think that the next background will be a winter background and we will definitely talk about it in my future videos, so don't miss the vids and watch it. And let's talk about the map editor itself. I think that map editor will also be available in the main menu, when you go into the game itself and you will have a tab map editor. Clicking there, here you go to the menu, where you will have available to you those mods that you already have on the maps at the moment. When you click on create new, or add new, I do not know how this button in principle will be pressed. You get into a separate room, it will be with a blue background. Well, this is for example, so that it stands out very much, so that you can add every detail and it can be read just on the background, so that it was not blurred, so that you really did not miss some small joints. There will be blocks available, you'll also be able to draw on pixelated, non-pixelated, whatever. Anyway, there's just going to be just a huge array of tools, kind of like Canva, or Photoshop. I don't know what you use, so I think it's going to be quite similar. Also I think you can add photoshopping for example or download from other users through the download button, it's simple, or somehow upload, maybe some button will be there. And, in principle then you can download maps as mods, respectively workers will work on backgrounds and on maps and also add them to the game to be downloaded by others, so I think it's just a huge scope for fun and a huge scope for content in principle. Also in the map editor there will be the ability to somehow with this or that item. For example, if you don't need this or that hitbox on the map, and you just want to leave everything this way and make it like an invisible wall, for example, as on one of the maps in Melon Playground, then you can remove the hitbox on the necessary block or put some block without hitboxes. Let's say there will be a separate tab that adds blocks without hitboxes. In principle, it's understandable. Also, it would be cool if the developers would be dynamic, not just some static, which we have for the time being, and that from the blocks, for example, which you put on the map, fall shadows and, for example, it would just be very beautiful, in principle, in Chalk Playground would look, if the shadows would really be dynamic. And let's say the melons too, if the shadows were falling, I think that would be really cool. In general, some such thoughts and news we have at the moment about the map editor and in principle about all this movement with the update 20.0, 20.5 and so on. In general, your opinion of course write in the comments. Would you like such an update in principle in Melon Playground? Well, this is my video on the departure to the end. Thank you for watching, good luck to everyone, goodbye and remember buddy, as always see you the other day. Right.